speaking of candles being lit, there was one lit in the great state of Illinois yesterday with the Chicago Bears fans all aghast. We were too. You don't hear a quarterback in the National Football League when asked what's going on with him, he says that he feels like he's playing robotic. And then you don't normally hear that, certainly from somebody who is so good at being off script that maybe you want to, have that in the playbook every now and then. Certainly when you're not looking good, firing on all cylinders on offense. And the follow-up question is to why do you feel robotic? And the answer is coaching. Oh, boy. And that's what happened with Justin Fields yesterday. We had that as we were going off the air. And this is a Chicago Bears team that there was a lot of buzz about for good reason right from the get-go. As soon as the regular season was over and the Bears had sealed the first overall pick in the upcoming draft with 3, if not 4 at the time with Will Levis quarterbacks that a lot of folks thought had the possibility of being top 5, if not first overall. And here were the Bears with that opportunity, and they passed it up. They let somebody else jump the line. They took a whole bunch of draft choices away from the team that raised their hand and jumped the line, and even took a terrific wide receiver from that team and gave it to Justin Fields. The it being confidence, the it being the program, and then obviously not to refer to as somebody else as it, but DJ Moore is hit. He's it. He can play football. And they handed that to him. And this season, in the preseason, DJ Moore is running free, and Khalil Herbert is running free and scoring touchdowns. And all of a sudden, the regular season hit, and the preseason is gone. And the Bears are 0-2. And Justin Fields stepped to the podium yesterday and said this.
I felt like, I wasn't necessarily playing my game. Felt like I was kind of robotic and, not playing like myself. So, my goal this week is just to, say effort and just go out there and play football how I know how to play football.
When you say thinking less, what do you think was causing you to think so much, maybe think too much?
Could be coaching, I think. But, at the end of the day, it makes it, they're doing their job when they're giving me, what to look at, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I can't be thinking about that when the game comes. I prepare myself throughout the week, and then when the game comes, it's it's time to play free at that point. So just thinking less and playing more.
Now, my colleague Stacey Dales at the NFL Network and NFL Media Group, doing her usual A+ job, went on NFL Network after this exchange with the media and said that Justin Fields, after this, went out on the practice field, and when he strolled off the practice field, saw the 5-alarm fire on his telephone that he had created, and immediately went to the offensive coordinator, Luke Getsy's office, to say, this is not what I intended. This is not what I meant. Are we cool? And apparently the offensive coordinator said, we're cool. Because we took it on the spot.
Yeah.
The way everyone else takes any quarterback who says it's not completely me, it's my coaches as well. We lit up Zach Wilson like a Christmas tree last year. We, as in the royal we, me, and a bunch of other folks, when asked if he was letting the locker room down, he said, no, I'm not. Oh, yeah, well, this just in, you were, sir. And what did I say during my first blush comments? I think we're going to see some walking back. And sure enough, it is a rarity to see a quarterback made available twice in the same day.
Like an hour apart.
But Justin Fields in the locker room had this to say after somebody needed to clean up on the aisle.
Guys' jobs are to get clicks, so it's like
when you take my quote out of context, and when you just say that, if you paint the picture on the inside out, like, y'all are trying to split us up as a team. I'm not blaming anything on the coaches. I'm never going to blame anything on the coaches, never going to blame anything on my teammates. I will take whatever happens in the game, I will take all the blame. I don't care. It's a drop pass, it should have been a pass. Put it on me. But never will you hear anything come out of my mouth to where I will blame it on somebody else. In this organization, my teammates, never will you hear that. So I just want to clear that up and just know that, like, I need to play better. That's it, point blank. If y'all, that's what I should have said in the first place. But, you know, I was trying to give y'all more details because, you know, I appreciate y'all for doing what y'all do, and I try to give y'all the information y'all want for you guys' job. So I'm gonna do that, and in the future, like, but I ask you guys just to put the whole quote out. Don't cut it up into words and pieces to make it seem like I'm saying something that I'm not.
Okay, so we obviously didn't edit it, and Justin's all over the map. There's just no other way to put it, that he's all over the map. And I will, you know, where he's says that the media is doing this for clicks and taking his stuff out of context, but he also said that he wanted to give them more than what, you know, is the absolute, you know, rote answer, and because he respects them, while then saying he's not blaming the coaches or anyone in the locker room, but he's blaming the media for reporting essentially what he said. And I honestly will say just this. He is a 24-year-old who learned another lesson of being a starting quarterback under a glaring spotlight in the National Football League. Seriously, and I appreciate him being honest, because what I think he is saying is that the coaches are drilling him about, I'm sure, drops and reads and progressions and making it easier on himself because they also want him to play 17 games. And again, look at Anthony Richardson, scoring tons of touchdowns for a quarterback, but didn't finish either of his first two career starts. And I think they're trying to get him to play under a certain construct that at this point in time, in the beginning of this season, against the Green Bay Packers defense and against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, which may prove by the end of the day to be two of the tougher defenses he will face all season, that it's causing him to have some hitch in his giddy-up when he plays, usually by the seat of his pants, by his gut, whatever you want to say. Because it's not as if he can't perform under a construct, because again, Ohio State's not sending quarterbacks to the next level when they feel robotically penned in by things like reads and progressions, are they? I mean, the kid who showed every single route tree throw in his final games in college might be having trouble with the speed of the game and might be having trouble with coaches in his ear all week saying, do this, do this, do this, do this. And then he's thinking about it. I mean, how many people hit a good tee shot when you're thinking? Right? Maybe that's what he's saying. It's not like coaches are not coaching me properly. It's the coaching that I'm getting that's causing me to not play at the way that I normally play, because I'm thinking too much out there. I need to be my instinctive self. Let's go. That's what I think he is saying. And he's just a 24-year-old who didn't spit it out properly. And then when given another shot, given a mulligan, you know, he didn't hit that one out of bounds. It was real close to the out of bounds mark. It was he's still in play, you know?
Can we get a ruling?
I honestly, that's the way I'm viewing it.
Yeah.
Ryan Poles, the general manager of the team. By the way, as Stacey Dales, I did not know this. Ryan, happy birthday. He turned 38 yesterday. This is like
happy birthday.
That's a birthday punch.
Because the rumors were flying yesterday.
Oh, my goodness. Certainly with the defensive coordinator stepping away. On top of all this, the defensive coordinator leaving to focus on family and health is what was the reasoning given, with rumors flying all over the place that have nothing to do with those two items, or may possibly do. What a day. for him to have 0-2 as the general manager of the Chicago Bears. Poles had this to say today.
In terms of Justin and his frustration, I mean, the guy has been successful, the moment he stepped into high school football. So he's dealing with adversity and dealing with taking this game to the next level through many different situations and change. So I think that's kind of where you get the frustration.
Do you give credence, though, to what he said yesterday initially about coaching being a reason, part of the reason, not the only reason, part of the reason he's overthinking in games?
I think anytime when it comes to players and it comes to success, like, it's everybody. Like, when I listen to him and that whole deal, like, the majority of it was like, all right, I got to create this clarity. I got to get better. I thought he took ownership of everything. He didn't have to say anything about that. Our coaches are like, how can we make you better? How can we help you be successful? And there's always that balance. So no one took it personally. Like, we all know we have a hand in our success and we want him to be successful. And it takes everyone for him to be successful, including himself. And I thought he kind of hit on all of that. So it was no shock to anyone.
Poles added later, I can't be more clear than this. No one in our entire building sees Justin as a finger pointer at all. Okay.
All right, so they're good.
Except for where they're going and who they're playing. The Kansas City Chiefs.
Kind of a bad circumstance matchup.
So bottom line is maybe you take the playbook out and just say, this is like your backyard, Justin, go. With a little bit of structure.
Yeah, they're
sort
almost
of like the way they do Curb Your Enthusiasm. There's a script,
sure.
There's an idea, but go out and, let's see what sticks. Let's see what works.
They're almost 2-touchdown underdogs, so, kind of throw it out and just let's go play and have fun and see what happens.
What a setup to this week number 3 that begins tonight. Giants and 49ers. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern for free.